Hi there. Today I have the pleasure of being with Bill, I call him Big Bill, of Off the Beaten Path Nursery near Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And Big Bill, as you know, is one of the leading experts with figs and fig varieties and propagating figs in the country. Simple as that. And I've been dealing with Big Bill for a long time. I think we have quite a few stories. We visited each other several times, and we have some escapades that I would like to share with you in the future, and I will, I promise. But for now, I would just like to concentrate on some of the subject matter that Bill and I have been discussing recently. I'm here to pick up an LSU purple, this beautiful little tree. And the reason why, and I've talked about this in other videos, is because it has a reputation for being nematode resistant. And Big Bill and I both think it might be a good idea to plant this down in Chincoteague, Virginia, where I have very sandy soil and where I have problems with nematodes. And hopefully it will grow successfully like other LSU purple fig trees that Bill and I saw down in Chincoteague, one of which was magnificent. And I'll tell you that story. That was pretty interesting because we tried to get cuttings from that tree, and it ended up where the lady who owned it sort of was rocking on the rocking chair with a shotgun after that. But Bill was able to eventually woo her and get some cuttings from it. And another variety that she had, which I never was able to identify, and Bill did successfully identify the LSU purple, but we never identified, did we, Bill, what the other variety was?
She just had said that it was from a local nursery down in Virginia on the mainland, and they're out of business, so there's no way to
trace it.
Yeah.
And it was an unusual. I've never seen.
Very unusual. I have it in the ground. This is going to be the first year that I'm going to really be able to taste it. I tasted it at her property, and it was so unusual. And like the dummy that I am, I ate it and I didn't take a picture. I just like figs, eat it. And
it was good.
Yeah, and it was very good.
It was tasty.
Very good. Very unique.
Yes.
I'd like to try to lump different figs into the categories. It really is kind of a platypus. It really doesn't fit. It's not really good.
I agree. And it was, and it had like a caramel taste. It had
very like almost buttery. It was.
Did you give it a name?
I just called it Unknown Holy Grail.
Okay.
Because.
And you have that available to the public?
I'm going to. Yeah.
Good. And I would recommend it too, because I was amazed at how vigorous that tree was growing.
Very much so, and I did send it out just for people to sample, just for free, just to say like, give me your thoughts, because I don't want to be just the only taste buds there. I want other people to see what their experience.
I remember distinctly that I liked it very, very much, and I was impressed with the fig, and I'd never seen anything like it before.
I mean, I think it's certainly worth giving it, testing it out. But I called it Unknown Holy Grail Chincoteague because I've been after that thing for, I guess it's now 7 years, because I'd lurk, but I wouldn't, take it.
You were in Chincoteague, I believe. Were you not this year, but you visited me 2 years.
That's when
have you noticed? I think there's only one of those trees that are left.
Yeah, what happened?
The other's completely gone.
The LSU purple was too close to the road in the mailbox, and so she was asked by the town to take it down.
Oh.
She did, which I was too late.
Bill, I've seen a lot of trees in my lifetime, and I know you have. But that LSU purple growing down there convinced me that it must be nematode resistant, because the island has a reputation for nematode. Because I'd never. Did you see how vigorous and how productive that tree? That tree was unbelievable. Yeah. It was really fruitful. Well, Bill, listen, we're here at Off the Beaten Path Nursery, and Bill, while we're here, would you like to introduce some of the new concepts that you've arrived at, or some of the conclusions after years and years of experience? And Big Bill is probably the most experienced in this whole region with growing in-ground fig trees. I mean, numerous varieties successfully in a very cold zone, colder than my zone in 7A. And I've been growing figs there for decades, and I've been fighting many, many challenges, and I've been at war, honestly, with the elements. It's very difficult for me, but how Big Bill succeeds, it's amazing how successful he's been. And I would just love for Big Bill to share with the fig community and my subscribers and viewers just some of the principles, some of the incontrovertible conclusions that he's been able to draw over the years. I think we could all benefit from that. But if you wouldn't mind introducing us into what's going on right now with your orchard.
The one that I think is kind of interesting, my daughter made an Instagram there, which I don't understand. about this particular variety, and the variety was originally a Tacoma Violet. This is what I think is really interesting, is that this is the Tacoma Violet, or what was once a Tacoma Violet.
That one? The
this one right here, yeah.
variable?
What happened is it's variegated. The leaves, the fruit, there's some that have some really neat fruit on them, but some of them are lime green, some of them, just they look really bizarre. Some of them do revert, like the side branch there. It's reverted the leaves, but the bark and the fruit will remain.
That's unique.
Variegated. Yeah, because a lot of them when they do ripen, they go from green and yellow to like hot pink and purple stripes, which I think is pretty cool.
That's really interesting. What else do you have right in here?
This is Black Madeira, and we had talked about it earlier.
Black Madeira.
This is the Black Madeira that I planted late last year.
And that overwintered for you.
So we went through this winter.
This is incredible.
Yeah. So we had talked earlier about the fact that Black Madeira, just simply because it's late, doesn't mean that it's tender. Like it's going to take on a lot of winter damage. As a matter of fact, conversely, Black Madeira, White Madeira over here too, really is able to withstand a lot of the cold winter, even better than some of the Mount Etnas, I would say.
Isn't that amazing? And we were talking about this earlier, and I've made some recent videos about Black Madeira overwintering on their own with no protection, except for a little bit of grass clippings coverings, both in 7A and 7B, both in on Chincoteague Island, and in New Jersey, where I have a home. And I also have Italian 258 overwintering.
Right.
And they're successful, and I think they may have a bum reputation
Absolutely.
for being too tender. I honestly think that it should be revisited by the fig community.
I think is the fact that they're expensive. Sometimes if people don't want to lose them. Chances are, the only thing I would say about Black Madeira that would make it maybe not such a great idea is if you have a short season like I do, where they can take the winter pretty well. But if you have a little bit, we're in a microclimate, get it something that can extend the season a little bit more, or protect it, do something like that.
Put it in a real super sweet spot.
Yeah.
And that's what I did in Chincoteague. And also, this is a wonderful way to produce fig cuttings to keep your tree alive into perpetuity.
Right.
Because it's not, you can see the roots aren't dying.
No.
That's incredible in this climate. That's just amazing. Now, this you say is White Madeira.
This is White Madeira, again, planted late.
I know this is one of your favorite
I
of
love
the
White Madeira #1. It
Yeah.
is absolutely my #1 Adriatic, or so-called green berry fig.
And you see a distinctive difference between this and, say, JH Adriatic. I have JH Adriatic. You've seen it.
Yeah, it's good, but it's very. Everything's late this year. I'm sure we'll talk about it. But the neck, it's got an elongated neck.
Well, you know what? You know what, Bill? By listening to your videos and by standing here in person, I've been a very stubborn old Italian, and I just stuck with all of my Adriatics over the years. I have one that I love that.
Mario?
My Uncle Mario's Valle San Giovanni, I call it, came from Teramo, Italy, near Teramo, Italy. But you know what? You've convinced me to maybe try to grow this. If you're that convinced that this particular Adriatic stands out over the rest, I believe you, because Big Bill is to be trusted. Let me tell you something. I've been dealing with Big Bill for a long time. And the first time I met Big Bill, he started talking. This was years ago. And when he started talking, I realized that this man had a wealth of knowledge about figs. And maybe I should just shut my mouth for a little while and play dumb. And boy, did I play dumb. And you know what? He just kept talking and talking. And I just said to myself, oh my God, I've got to start writing this stuff down. He knows a lot of things. And the one thing I learned about Big Bill is that he's trustworthy. And with all the scammers out there, and there's so many, you need to learn how to avoid. You can trust Big Bill. Big Bill has knowledge. He's very, very friendly, affable human being, a good person, and he's honest. And you will get what you pay for. And you will get a lot of good information and advice along with it for free.
Thank you.
That's the truth.
I did want to mention that White Madeira, one of the reasons when you asked what sets it apart, I mean, obviously the neck is visually something different. The tendency to resist splitting, a lot better than AJH, I've noticed.
Wow.
I've also noticed.
Look at that. It is different. Look at this. It's definitely different. Look at
it's of the Adriatics, like I do have a few that are slightly earlier, but this is one of your earlier ones. Really doesn't suffer from FMV too badly. Like it's a very good strong strain of an Adriatic.
I take your endorsement very seriously, and I hope that maybe I'll be able to get one of these, a cutting from you or something in the future, because I want to start trying this for sure. If you're that convinced that this particular Adriatic stands out, and I know that you are, and it has a good reputation, and I love the Adriatics, and I know you love the Adriatics too. Am I right? I see that even the leaf it looks a little different than the ordinary leaf.
Yeah,
it's a little bit different.
It has less sinuses. It's like trilobe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Amazing. That's an amazing thing to talk about and to learn. Okay, I think what I'll do is I think I'll close this one off and start another one, just in case I botch things from here. So with that, let's move on to the next topic.